Hey, this is your favorite YouTuber, Chris Palmer, and I want to address something. Everybody is on the news stations are saying President elect Joe Biden. There is no President elect Joe Biden. He has not been officially, the election has not been officially decided. So therefore, that means that he is not president at all. All he is a guy waiting to see if the Dominion software swap the votes from Trump to him. That's all he is. And he's still hiding in his basement. That's what he does. And the guy is mentally incompetent. So it irks me every time I see them say something about President-elect Biden, because he is not our president. President Trump is our president. They, the news media, the news companies think they can predict the election or decide the election. Hell, they don't even have the first clue in what goes on with the election. Like Fox News, they used to be a good channel and they talked good about Trump and stuff. And then when one of Trump's lawyers went on and tried to explain to him, he talked over top of her, rolled her eyes, and everything else. And all this bull crap coming out of these fake news networks saying they have no proof. I mean, hell, Mayor Giuliani has made his own YouTube pages and went on air and everything, but they don't cover that stuff. They cover is it going to be a smooth transaction into the White House? Yeah, it's going to be pretty smooth because Trump's going to be sitting there with his own stuff, and he will have to move a damn thing, because after they take all the illegal votes out and count the legal votes, then he will be president once again. And there will be no transition unless Biden buys another house with a bigger basement for him to hide in. That's the only damn way there's going to be a transition. I mean, the high-ranking military official from Venezuela straight out showed the people how they rigged the elections down in Venezuela so that that Chavez guy would never lose an election, and showed them how you could go in the back door on the software and put in millions of votes, and how it was so easy to hack those machines that some 12-year-olds can hack them. And it just irks me. The President-elect Biden is bullshit. They are feeding you bullshit with a silver spoon. That's what they're doing. And that's all they're doing. It's beyond me how a news outlet can think they can call the election and it be worth anything. It's not worth the paper that it's written on, because they have no clue what they're talking about. They just don't. They're retarded. They talk bad about any of the president's people, and when they do have them on the interview, they talk over them and tell them there's no sign of voter fraud, after affidavit and after affidavit after affidavit has been signed. I mean, some of these people are coming out that could lose their job by telling on this stuff. I mean, there was one woman, she come out and said that she was told to pre-mark the dates and even pass the envelopes if they wasn't even signed, if they didn't have a postmark on them or anything, or if they wasn't filled out properly, to go ahead and pass them on through. And she's on affidavit, and she had worked for the city or county or whatever it is she worked for decades. I mean, decades. And this woman come out and is honest. She has integrity. And that's what the Democrats are lacking. And that's one thing I want on my channel is integrity and truth. That way people can believe what you say instead of lying and going and acting, looking the other way when something happens. I don't care if it's for the Democrats or the Republicans. If it's the truth, it's the truth, and that's what I'll put out. But these other news networks, if you look, Fox's ratings have dropped, have plummeted because of the sudden turn on President Trump. And then they start to support President-elect Biden. The son of a bitch has not won the election because it's not over. It's still in court. They are getting these left radical people all whooped up about Biden won. And when it turns out that all the legal votes show that Trump won, they're going to burn down their cities. They're going to burn down people's businesses and riot and loot and everything else, just like they have over nothing. I mean, it's crazy. I mean, and these neighborhoods that do this, I don't know if they don't stop and do common sense and think, hey, I'm burning down my own stuff. I'm burning down the store I go to get groceries. It won't be there no more. I don't understand them. It's beyond my comprehension of these people. They think they're getting retribution by stealing and robbing from some poor small business owner. I mean, that's despicable. That is the deplorables and all the stuff like that the Democrats were calling the Trump voters. That's the ones that's doing it. And 90% of the ones that's doing the looting are the Democrats themselves. And that's what's crazy. It irks me to no end that these people got here and they're all happy now. They think that Biden won because all this fake news has said that he's won. But when all these courts go through and throw out illegal ballots and all that stuff, and then it finds out that Trump won by 800,000 votes and 600,000 votes and this, that, and the other, they're gonna go crazy. They're gonna burn down Washington. They're gonna burn down Chicago. They're gonna have a riot like no man's business. And that's why now that I'm part of the press and I got my credentials and stuff, and I can go to these rallies and stuff and go in and get information and stuff, and I'm going to go to both sides. I'm going to go to the Democrats, I'm going to go to the Republicans, and I'm going to get both sides of the story. That way that we know everything about it. But I'm going to tell you right now, I'm buying a bulletproof vest it's a plate carrier that will stop a 308 and a 5.56 ball armor piercing, because you never know what the left might do. And I'm buying a Kevlar helmet so I can mount my GoPro on it, and I'll have my normal camera on me too. And that way, I know and I can see if anything happens to me, they can see what's happened. And it just irks me. I noticed it when I was walking back in from outside. I was outside smoking a cigarette because I don't smoke inside. And I hear whatever news channel, I think it was Fox, say President-elect Biden. And let me tell you, you can't be a president-elect if the election is not over. It is impossible. I mean, there's no other way you can look at it. If the election is not over, there is not decided a new president. The same president that we had stays in office. That's what happens. But these people are too crazy to understand that. They don't have the common sense that if the election's still going on and Trump's doing everything legally possible, and that is his right to do, to make sure the election is fair. And they're going crazy about it. They're over saying he should just succeed. No. If I was president and I thought I won the election, I would do everything in my power to recount, recheck, and see if it was a legal election or not. I mean, I used to do MMA, and I fought a guy and I lost on points, and he offered me to come and train at his gym, and I refused because I didn't think I lost, and I was going to fight him again. And people in their same gyms don't fight against each other, so I wouldn't do it. There's no way I would succeed. And President Trump, if you ever see this or hear this, kudos to you for not succeeding. You fight this to the bitter end. Do not let the Democrats take over. There's no sense in none of it happening like this. If they hadn't put the Dominion software in just the swing states, now that's a weird thing all in its own. All the other states went all smooth in their election, but they just so happened to put the Dominion machines in the swing states. And even Biden on TV said that he had the best fraud campaign people in the world. I mean, the man admitted to it on national TV, and these crazy leftists still believe he is president-elect. It just shows that they live in a damn fantasy world. That is what it is. It's a straight fantasy world for them. They think they're owed something. They think they should have free college, free health care, free everything. No. You're not special, you liberal. You don't deserve free health care. You don't deserve free education. What you deserve is to go out and get you a damn job and work and pay for the shit, just like I did. I went out, I decided I wanted to be a gunsmith. I went out, worked my ass off, got the money to pay the thing, paid it, and passed my course. And guess what? I got my gunsmithing license. I decided that I wanted to be a journalist. So I looked up everything I needed to look up and how to become a journalist. And I got my press pass and everything else. And I've got my YouTube channel with my followers and stuff. And these liberals think they should be handed everything. And that goes back to the lazy kids. I mean, I don't know what's going to happen when all us folks that actually work and stuff for a living get old and die, because hopefully we can teach our kids to be like us. But if not, and we all get old and die, this will be a third world country, because they think everything should be handed to them. And that's not how it works. Get that through your thick skull. That's not how it works. And President Trump, all the good he does is never mentioned. Like him getting medicine prices dropped for the older people and stuff, so that they wouldn't have to pay almost their whole damn paycheck on medicine and stuff. And he got us out of the France Accord, and he got us out of a bunch of different stuff that we were paying the money for. We were paying all that money, not the other countries. They were pitching in like, I think it was like 1.8% of their global profit, and we're over here putting in like 4.5 of ours, and it's just crazy. But I'm gonna cut this down and stuff, because I gotta go get my little girl from cheerleading. And this is Chris Palmer signing off of YouTube. But I've got to say, it just destroys me when I hear President-elect Biden when the election is not done. So I'm going to get off from here and eat me a bite and stuff. And I hope everybody is happy about me getting my press badge and stuff. And that I will talk to you tomorrow with another interview or a rant, one of the two, whichever one that comes first. But this is your YouTube friend, Chris Palmer, signing out. See you tomorrow.